Hi, I'm Black. Do you like CGI trailers? Do you like CGI trailers? Thank you. Thank you. Glad I can put this gun away. Welcome to your family-friendly channel where we discuss matters of importance and relevancy so I can get views and subs. Ha ha ha. I love you all. Roll the intro. Generic. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Smash Talk. In today's episode, my friend, we are going to be covering a topic that came out recently. I don't know when this video is going to be out. It's probably going to be out 3 months after this comes out.
You have no idea.
But in today's video of Smash Talk, in today's episode of the Smash Talk series, we are going to be talking about an article that Sakurai posted talking about CGI trailers. Now, CGI trailers to me are something that have been in the game since all the way back in Melee when the first ever trailer came out. I do want to do a whole video about trailers, some of my favorite ones, and kind of just that aspect of it. However, this kind of goes into a more technical aspect, while the video that I plan to do goes into a more like just from my perspective, from the observer's perspective. This video will most likely go into the perspective of Sakurai and the people who make the CGI trailers and whatnot. And essentially, we're going to be doing this a lot differently than before because I feel like we gotta do the damn thing when it comes to revamping stuff, and I feel like this works just fine where we go ahead and do kind of one like a mini type of series. So in today's episode, we are going to analyze this whole thing about this really short article translated by PushDustin on Twitter. If you guys have not followed PushDustin on Twitter for the latest and greatest on Sakurai news and trivia, make sure to go follow him. He's a great source and he has his windows of time even a couple hours beforehand. Anyways though, let's go ahead and get right into the video and get right into it. Alright, so before we begin, we get this doing. Yeah, I know. Shake.
FMH, man. You're supposed to do the video first and then put your opinion in there. You freaking goblin.
I know. I just want to talk a little bit about the trailers. As I said, I'm not going to talk fully about them because I want to save that for another video. However, I do kind of want to talk about my take on these trailers. So, you guys know how the trailers are. There's a CGI cutscene followed by gameplay. In this article, Sakurai only goes through the CGI bit of the trailer. So the stuff you see at the very beginning, the stuff that needs like storyboarding and stuff, not the actual gameplay of Smash Brothers where you see them in game. These are just the trailers that are CGI and whatnot. So yeah, y'all already know from a fan perspective, these trailers are some of the greatest things in the world. They are so well designed and they just look so good, from the Mega Man trailer all the way up to now with the Banjo-Kazooie and Hero trailer. They all look amazing and you can really tell the level of quality they performed, especially storyboarding wise, which we'll get into, from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. So without further ado guys, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's go ahead and get right into this article. So to start off, PushDustin starts off the translation by talking about the stuff with Sakurai and whatnot, and saying that all the trailers for Smash Brothers, at least the highly intensive ones that have a lot of CGI in it, started with the 3DS and Wii U era. Now, the trailers can be traced all the way back to the very first trailer in Melee, the very first one. That was a whole trailer, not CGI. However, it was really cool to watch, and hype trailers that hype up a game have been there since the very beginning. You saw that with Brawl, with Snake and Sonic. It had a bit of things outside gameplay.
I'm dummy thick.
And then with Smash 4, they took it up a huge notch and then made individual trailers for other characters. So I thought that was really cool. He also says the reasoning behind these trailers is to first provide something that fans will enjoy, and secondly, to create some buzz.
Buzz, nice current today.
Of course, it makes sense. You know, you have this dope ass trailer, you have people tweeting it out, you have people talking about it, and it would get a lot more views than showing just the gameplay side of things, and that's how the CGI trailer works. It looks good, people talk about it. That's essentially how things work, my dudes.
Okay.
As I said before, Sakurai is only talking about the process of the CGI animation. He's not going to talk about gameplay. He's going to talk about gameplay later. So it starts off with Sakurai first writing the script of the trailer and basically formatting how each trailer will go. After he writes a script for said trailer, he then writes each scene and where it'll be cut and includes a lot of details for each scene of the animation. He also apparently writes what music and what will be said, if anything said in the trailer at all. Something that maybe alludes to the character. One example I can think of off the top of my head is the Robin trailer, where it was like one of the only trailers that I know there was dialogue in. Exclusively CGI dialogue, where Lucina's fighting Captain Falcon and stumbling, and then Robin comes and he says something like, I won't let you fight alone, or some edgy thing like that. I don't know.
It's going to be all right.
When it cuts to gameplay, he initially just notes that there will be gameplay here. That's how he does that. From there, he sends those notes to a company called Digital Frontier, and they help with making the actual trailer itself. So that's cool. There's a guy who's directed many of the trailers, and his name is Yohei Shimozawa, and he directed a good amount of the trailers. I'm assuming the ones that he didn't direct were the Robin trailer, the Little Mac trailer, and the Corrin trailer, I guess, as well, because the ones that are CGI are the ones like the Mega Man trailer or the K. Rool trailer, things like that. The difference between the Robin trailer and the Little Mac trailer as well. God, yo, take a shot every time I say trailer, dog. take a shot every time I say mother trucker, dude. Mother trucker. Each time they're in the scene, you notice they have a different art style. So I'm assuming those are the ones that aren't directed by this company. I guess that's how that works. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's move on. So then he goes on to say, Yohei Shimozawa has directed many of the trailers at DF. DF? Devil Fruit? Devil Fruit? Luffy? Gomu Gomu no? Gomu Gomu no Pistaru? Devil Fruit.
Yummy, yummy.
I'm just kidding, guys. I already know what it stands for. It stands for, it totally stands for, come on, you freaking, thank you, gosh, dang it. That's what happens when you don't close tabs.
12 seconds later.
Distrito Federal. Obviously, it stands for Distrito Federal. Wait, what? So then later on in the interview, or the thing, I'm just gonna call him Diff. We're just gonna call him Diff, because I know what it means. I'm not gonna tell you because I don't want to make you sad that you don't know what that means, because I totally know what DF stands for. You know what? Let's just have some guesses in the comment section below. What does DF stand for, dude? I totally know, but I just want to hear you guys. So the DF, here's a detailed explanation of how the CG parts of the trailer should be made. From there, they make a storyboard, and if that's okay, then they create a video storyboard to get the timing and tempo down. So it's sort of complicated how it's explained here, but essentially they do a storyboard, like a typical storyboard where they draw it out, they do quick sketches of different things. That's how a regular storyboard works. And then they make a video storyboard, which I'm assuming is just that in video. Then they go on to say, after adjusting things like music and sound, then work is done on updating the character models and the scenery. If character models were just imported into the CG movie, it wouldn't feel right. So work is done on making everything feel cohesive. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, having the characters move around like they do in these trailers, a lot of the scenes are very dynamic and they take a lot of different things. And they're right. It wouldn't look right with just taking the model from Smash and then importing it into the CGI trailer and then they fiddle with that. It makes a lot more sense to just make a dedicated model in the CGI animation. I was so close to saying trailer, dude. Oh my gosh. I do not want to stop saying trailer, mother trucker. Gosh dang it. So then after that, work is done on the animation, camera, and etc. Blur and post effects are added as well. Sakurai checks at every single step. He's very thankful for the work that Diff has done, and Sakurai is actually very busy working on the game. Because yeah, you can't expect, Sakurai can't do everything. I mean, he doesn't do everything, his team does everything. So, I mean, his team already does so much work. It would just be a pain to make a whole dedicated trailer due to the thing. It's just better if they handed that work off to a whole different come. So it makes sense. And finally, the column apparently ends with a message from Shimazawa expressing gratitude to work on the trailers and to have them loved by so many people around the world. In the next column, Sakurai is actually going to talk about the gameplay footage part of the trailer, which I can already guess like what they're going to talk about. The gameplay, they're going to be talking about the characters and what specific moves they show at what specific times. I'm sure they have an order to how they work and decide on gameplay and what to show off, what not to show off. For example, like the hero, for example, his trailer showed off the regular moves, then they showed off a couple special moves here and there, like fire and the fire attack and then the thunder attack, the characters coming in, the other costumes that the character gets to play as. Then they show off the hype stuff, which is the character menu, the command system in the game. So it's actually really cool how this whole thing works. I'm sure it's decided based on a lot of things. I know from the trailers it may seem like it's random, but depending on from character to character, depending on what happens, we gotta look at the gimmick of the character, how everything works, stuff like that. So yeah, overall, y'all already know the CGI trailers are some of the best parts about the hype leading up to Smash Brothers, especially with Smash 4. Since we had years in between, we had a lot of trailers that were CGI based, and all of them are freaking wonderful. And honestly, they all make me really want a Subspace 2, a sequel to Subspace with that updated animation, those vibrant colors, and oh my gosh, I would love a legitimate story mode with. I know World of Light is the story mode, I know that, but I'm just saying something akin to Subspace, not just having 2 cutscenes in total, including the beginning one that we saw a long time ago. So I don't know, man. I miss Subspace, especially talking about it a lot. I don't know. I think it was a decent mode. But anyways, that's besides the point. That was basically how the CGI trailers work. First, Sakurai makes a script for it if the characters talk or whatnot. Then he makes notes saying, hey, put this here, put that there. They ship it off, or what they walk at whatever they're doing at the time, to Bruh, Digital Frontier.
Come on, you stupid brain! Work!
Oh! Bro, that's what it stands for.
Really, nigga?
It stands for Digital Front. Oh my god. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that L, because oh my god. I'm gonna take that L. That's just ridiculous. Anyways, they ship it off to Digital Frontier to work on the animation and such. They make a storyboard for the said animation based on the notes that Sakurai gave them. Then they make a video storyboard instead, and then they add in the finer details. Then they work on camera work and effects and stuff like that of nature. And then, boom, you have a quick 2-minute CGI trailer. And yeah, I would go into a lot more detail about these trailers, but A, I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. And B, I'm gonna make a whole video about it, so don't even worry about it, Chiefs. At some point, I have so much more to work on besides that, but I will have that video out eventually. Trust, by 2025, I promise we'll have a video talking about the trailers in Smash Brothers. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is going to be it from me.
Wrong!
One eternity later.
Okay, so about 6 months later, and we're finally here to talk about the gameplay version of how these trailers are made. God dang. You know, the sad part is, in those videos, I probably cut them out, I'm not sure, but I referenced a lot about how I was going to separate this into 2 parts, and this is going to be 1 part, because it is what it is. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's get right into it, shall we? Once again, I'm sure I shouted him out, but I want to give a shout out to PushDustin for translating this article. Man, I'm giving him a lot of time. Anyways, let's go ahead and move forward with this. So this column covers how the gameplay portions of those trailers are made. The number of people who are involved putting together these portions of the trailer are a great number of people. Models, animations, stages, effects, music, and sound effects, and sometimes UI is shown. Well, I'm assuming they mean UI in the case of like the hero trailer, when they showed off the UI and they showed off the command prompt. It was a cool little gesture, but yeah, we have as much as possible. The gameplay shown in these trailers should be as close as possible to what the final build will be. Generally speaking, the people working on the game are recording the footage. However, other parts of Nintendo, like the Mario Club, have helped in the past. That's actually really interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. I'm assuming that, a lot of the information, because the gameplay aspect of the trailer, obviously, we did talk about how, I think we did talk about, but, I'll talk about it again here. But the CGI portion of it is a way to kind of draw the viewer into what you're watching, because, not everyone likes the gameplay and stuff, but But the CGI is something that's really interesting because it draws in the audience's attention. It's like, oh shoot, this looks really cool looking. And you know, with the various art styles sometimes that they do, but for the most, the shell shaded, well, not the shell shaded art style, but you know what I mean, like the art style they usually have for, you know, art style that's on screen right now, I'm assuming. The art style that they usually use, which is this one, they usually have as a way to show off, kind of like I said, draw the viewer in. However, it's the gameplay's job to entice the watcher to want to play the character, and at the same time not be confused as to what the character is. Now, I think Smash does a really good job with this, and Smash has the advantage because these are characters, these are already pre-established characters with pre-established franchises from that series. So for example, people from Japan are probably already all gonna play the hero from Dragon Quest, but at the same time you have to show off what the hero brings to the table for those people who aren't really sold on the character yet. Basically everyone in and you know, same goes for Banjo-Kazooie. Obviously there are gonna be people who love Banjo-Kazooie, but then you have to show off the play style, how he jumps, how like the references they put in the trailers, stuff like that. Technically they use those gameplay trailers to kind of give out information about the character and their personality. For example, Cloud Strife and Cloud's trailer, they show him dizzy on a boat, showing that he has a, you know, his personality, he gets sick on boats, he gets seasick, which I didn't know and I didn't get a grab from that, but it is what it is. And then you have characters like the Duck Hunt Dog and also a couple other characters that are more fun loving, but then you have the more serious toned ones like Simon and stuff. It just all depends on the series, how you want to represent it. Once again, characters like Duck Hunt Dog are going to be different from characters like Simon Belmont, so it's like that little loving they give to the gameplay aspect of it. So I really like that part. Anyway, I probably didn't say that right. I hope you guys understood what I mean by that. So yeah, is what it is. But it is cool that the Mario Club helped in the past with like the gameplay shown. I'm sure they have like a storyboard for the gameplay aspect as well. I know they have it for the CGI version, but obviously they probably have it for the gameplay version as well, and even down to who they're gonna attack during the trailer. So yeah, anyways, unlike the CG sections, the gameplay sections aren't fully planned. Well, screw me then. Alright, you know what, screw it, I'm done. We're done here. Goodbye. Guess I'm freaking wrong about everything. Bye bye. Man, you guys are lucky that I love you. Man, freaking hell. Footage that was recorded by the team that is good is you. There are some guiding principles like showing the strong points of the character at the start, seeing the special moves, showing the stage, etc, etc. There's an ellipsis here. From a distance. That was the next sentence. Including a few gags and showcasing the final smash. After all that is done, it's time to put the CG parts and the gameplay parts together and adjust the sound effects. Having the sound effects and music work together make a huge impact. It does make a huge impact, like what they did for the Duck Hunt Dog here. Or, for example, what they did for Cloud with the whole like battle animation thing. And of course, the final smash is a really good way to kind of finish off a trailer. For example, the K. Rool trailer, its ending is one of my favorites. Because of the fact that it started off as Final Smash, he dragged Donkey Kong up to the thing, destroyed DK Isle, which blasted Donkey Kong back, and it had them go rush in for that final like clash they did, which is dope. One of my favorite, like I said, it's one of my favorite endings. The effect that clash is actually, fun fact, that's my home screen on my laptop. Yeah, it's still that. But anyway, another example of this is actually in Little Mac's trailer that I've noticed. For example, the music that goes on in Little Mac is obviously the Punch-Out thing. And it starts off building up, right? And it starts off building up to something greater, right? So, and this is why this is one of my favorite trailers that they've put out like so far with the characters. Little Max, obviously, first of all, the art style strikes in a comic book style, but not only that, they also have the build-up music going on. It's like what you usually have in like Rocky trailers and stuff, and you see like him skipping, you see him doing sit-ups, you see him shadowboxing. That's what it is. He's shadowboxing as well. You see him punching punching the punching bag from Smash Brothers, that he's like punching it out the window, and then you have all this like hype around the character, even though you know who it is because they made it incredibly obvious. It's still really cool because you have this music, and the build up to the trailer is so cool. Then the music pans out, you get that break of silence for a bit, takes off the jacket, boom boom, bang, ding 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 ding, and that's Little Mac in front. Notice how there's no music at all to emphasize the fact that Little Mac's in Smash. Then we get the scene to Samus where he punches her out, which showcases the move, and then the music like just slams on you.
It's your time, man. Show them what you got, baby.
While that track's going on, this is him getting into the ring, so it's him entering the fight. Then, as soon as he runs in, the music starts. You see him punching all these characters, punching, while the music's going on. So that's how music has a huge effect on the character trailer. I guarantee you, if they use any other music and they didn't orchestrate it perfectly, that Little Mac trailer would have been 1,000 times worse than the greatness it is, you know what I mean? It would have been good, but you know what I mean? It obviously would have been as good as what it is now. So yeah, that's kind of like a really bad way of explaining that music's important. So yeah, moving on. CG is quite expensive, and for the last set of DLC, there was no CG, which, you know, a lot of people noticed, and which I noticed in Smash 4. I think it was around, actually no, it was Mewtwo's trailer that started for that. CG does cost a lot, obviously CGI, but for Mewtwo all the way to Bayonetta, they were using all gameplay, which in itself is very impressive, so I'll give him props for that. In addition, the workload increased dramatically for Sakurai and his team in order to create these movies. However, he feels that it's worth it in order to showcase the characters and the collaboration. Sakurai thinks the trailers mean a lot to the fans of the characters and series. He ends the column by saying he is deeply grateful to those who work on such content. Oh, look at that, man. Wholesome content. But anyways, yes, if I was Sakurai, I would say the same thing, because the trailers are, in a way, one of the more important parts of a character first getting announced. If you guys remember, they didn't have trailers. We didn't have trailers in Brawl. The only trailers we got from Brawl were Sonic and Snake. And those because those were like big wig figures. These big time figures. We didn't get anything for any Nintendo characters. We didn't get one for Diddy Kong, Pokemon Trainer, Lucas, etc, etc. We just got like them on the site. And I think it's like, oh cool, you got to see on the site that the character's confirmed. But I think this is more like this is a cooler way of showing off a character and what they could do. And also because I think that a lot of the characters are very confusing if you don't explain what the hell they do. It makes more sense to kind of put it together in its own type of trailer to kind of show off what they could do. Like if you just drop the hero and he had all this command prompt, you don't know what the hell's going on. The trailer presentation and the trailer itself helped a lot to like what the character's gonna do. Also, it creates a lot of discussion around the character where you don't reveal too much about the character, but you reveal enough to where it generates discussion. You know how many people were talking about Banjo's feather being shown, but during his golden feather move, but like so many people were talking about it. I was gonna talk about it too. In the hero trailer, you had all these different moves, and you kind of talk about it through that of how the command prompt was gonna work, how it's summoned, stuff like that. So I mean, it generates a lot of discussion, and whether or not Sakurai does that on purpose or not, it's a very smart business move. So I gotta give him props for that. For jerseys. So other than that, yeah, that's about it when it comes to that. I'm just gonna trust my past self that I did a good job explaining the CGI trailer bits, and yeah, I want you guys to know I did that CGI trailer. I'm just gonna break the fourth wall. I don't give a damn. I did that one on July the 12th. July the 12th. It is now December. God dang it, man. Freaking. Anyways, though, I do want to make a separate video on the trailers themselves, in my opinion, on my favorite one. But this one, I kind of wanted to go, you know, look at the behind the scenes of how the trailers are made. Overall, I think these are really cool ways that the trailers are made and how the CGI is made. I think especially the CGI was interesting to know about, just because like it's storyboarded, obviously, and I assume the gameplay is shown off to a certain extent, and like what moves are shown at what certain times. Like you start out with the jab, forward smash, easy stuff like that, and you get into the specials. Then you go into the unique thing about the character then you finish off with the final smash. For the most part, there are a few exceptions. Smash logo appears and everyone's in freaking awe because the trailer's so I think a lot of people, they kind of don't acknowledge the trailers that much anymore, but I do think the trailers are such a fantastic way to show off a character how they usually do. And Sakurai does also a really good job of showing off of the character. Not only that, but paying a lot of respect to the character, showing off their series in general. It also does a good job of that as well. So yeah, I just think that was interesting. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know what's gonna be the next video. I honestly don't even know when this is gonna be posted, but it is what it is. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and end things off here when it comes to this video. So tell me what you guys think of the CGI and the gameplay trailer in general in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. So that being said, you can put your spatulas down now, but keep it sizzling, my Baconators. Peace.